everyone, welcome to my channel. If you are new here, I am Leighanne and I talk about books. Today I have something fun. Today I have a book unhaul. Book unhauls are fun because number one, they let you make room for new things. Number two, for some reason, it's just always fun watching people drag things that they don't like. Fortunately, there aren't that many books in this stack that I don't like. There's just books that I don't think that I'm going to read again. So there's 19 books in this unhaul, by the way. So let's just jump right in. First three we're doing together because it is the Miss Peregrine's trilogy. You have Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, Hollow City, and Library of Souls. I wanted to love these books so much. They were so hyped. Everybody loved them. There was the movie that was coming out. I read the first one. It was okay. It wasn't the best thing I've ever read. Got into the second book. Nope. Still read the second book. Still bought and read the third book. Nope. I will never read these again. I was massively disappointed by them. I am going to be giving these to a friend of mine because they were on her wish list. So I was like, girl, don't spend your money. I got you right here. The next book this is a naked book. It is Frog Music by Emma Donoghue. I bought this, I think, on like my very first book outlet haul ever. And I was literally just like buying stuff. I didn't really pay attention to what I was buying. I just don't see myself reading it. So if I don't see myself reading it, it's out the door. The next one is another book that is also by the same author. It is Room by Emma Donoghue. I did read this and I did enjoy it very much. However, I don't see myself rereading it. And also, if I want to reread it, I do have an e-copy. One of the things that I want to do in the next year or so, I want my shelves to be dedicated to the books that I love, not just books that I've read. If I have read them and don't really have much of an intention of rereading them, I don't want them to stay there. So there's still a couple books on these shelves that I'm definitely on the fence about. I have a lot of unread books. So I'm going to assume that you're probably going to be seeing more unhauls on this channel as I work through this TBR and start pulling out things that I don't necessarily love. But anyway, so I liked this book, but it's just not one that I loved. So it's going to go. So again, I have another set of two books that's by the same author. They're not part of a series or anything. It's just the same author, and that is Billy Letts. The first one is The Honk and Holler, opening soon. I read this in high school. I remember liking it. It's a contemporary, and I'm just not sure that I see myself rereading this particular contemporary. This is actually my mom's copy, so I'll be giving this back to you, Mom. Also, by Billy Letts, we have Shoot the Moon. And originally, whenever I was going through my shelves, I was like, oh, hey, I haven't read that one, so it's going to stay. So then I was actually going through my Goodreads, all the books that I had read, and right after I had gone through my shelves and I saw this and I'm like, wait, I've read this? Found the book review on my book blog from 8 million years ago, and I didn't even remember reading this. That's how memorable it was. So obviously it wasn't memorable. I don't want to waste my time rereading it if it wasn't memorable, so it's going. The next thing that I'm going to be unhauling is the first three books in the Vampire Chronicles. I did read the first one and it was okay, but if you saw the series that I'm probably not going to be continuing, I will link that up above just in case you want to watch it. This is one of those series. I just didn't love Interview with the Vampire enough to want to continue with the rest of the series. So this is just taking up space on my shelves. It's gotta go. Next book is Heart of Darkness and selected short fiction. This is by Joseph Conrad. It's just an ugly little edition that I don't really care about all that much. It's like a Barnes & Noble classic edition. So I don't really care about it all that much. But I just remember not really liking Heart of Darkness all that much. I did not like the writing, so it's going away. The next book that I'm going to unhaul is A Picture of Dorian Gray. This is by Oscar Wilde, but I am not unhauling this because I didn't like it. I love this book. I reread it last year, but I am unhauling this edition because I have this absolutely beautifully bound edition of The Picture of Dorian Gray and his other works. So it actually includes Picture of Dorian Gray. It includes a couple story collections and a lot of his plays. So like The Importance of Being Earnest and things like that. So since I have this, there's no reason for me to have that little copy of Dorian Gray. So next one that I'm getting rid of is Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. You people that love this story, I don't understand you. Those of you that say that this is one of literature's greatest love stories, I 1,000 million trillion % disagree with you. I hated Heathcliff. I hated Kathy. I hated everything about this book. I do not ever plan on rereading it. Even though this edition is seriously beautiful, it doesn't make me happy. So I'm not going to keep it. Next thing that I'm going to be getting rid of is this edition of Jane Eyre. Though I do really like the simplicity and the minimalism of it, it is actually a Collins classic like the Wuthering Heights that I just showed. Even though this is a pretty edition, I'm not going to be collecting editions of Jane Eyre because I also have, this absolutely gorgeous edition of this book. So since this is my new edition, this is staying on the shelf, this is going. Yet another book that I am getting rid of because I now have another edition of it is this little edition of Macbeth. This is by William Shakespeare. The reason that I'm getting rid of this, and I don't think that I've ever shown this before, I have this gorgeous bind up of the complete plays of William Shakespeare. So it's enormous. Writing is tiny. It's in like 2 columns, but I do have another version of this, so there's no point in keeping the little version. Next book that I am going to be getting rid of is the book Thief by Markus Zusak. I read this in December, and even though I liked it, I didn't love it. Sorry, I just didn't love it. The last quarter of the book is extremely powerful, and I did really enjoy that, but I'm just not 100% sure that I am going to be rereading this. If I want to reread it, I can check it out from my library because I know that they have it. So it's going. Next, we have The Truth About Forever. This is by Sarah Dessen. I have loved Sarah Dessen for a really long time, and I also am 28 years old, and I am just not sure that me rereading this at this point in my life would hold up. So I have a memory that I really liked it, and I want to keep it that way. So I am just going to be unhauling this. Next up, we have The Witch of Cologne. This is by Tabsha Lerner. This is a historical fiction. First of all, can we talk about how gorgeous that cover is? And then like the back. However, regardless of the gorgeous cover, I did read this in college, I believe, and I remember really loving it in college, but I also remember like knowing exactly what was going to happen next, and I just feel like if I reread this again, it wouldn't hold up, especially because now that I am much more of a critical reader. So we're just going to be getting rid of this one altogether. And the last book that I have for the Unhaul today is Heartless by Marissa Meyer. If you have seen my most disappointing books of 2017, which I will link up above, you know that this book massively disappointed me. Now, it is absolutely beautiful. I love this cover. I love the naked book. The naked book is just absolutely beautiful. I love the aesthetic. However, as an actual story, I hated it. There was very little redeeming qualities. I know that this is not a book that I am going to reread. And even though it is beautiful and I love displaying it, it's not a book that I'm going to reread. And it's just taking up space for things that I love. So, because for that reason, I'm going to get rid of it. So that's all I have for you guys today. I hope that you enjoyed my little mini unhaul. I will probably be doing more of these in the future as I continue to read through my library, like I said. So if you like what you see and you want to see more, make sure you click thumbs up and hit subscribe if you have not already. All of my social media links can be found in the down bar below. You can connect with me via Goodreads, Instagram, or Twitter. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye.